I think Kanye could do whatever he want, and y'all still gonna support Kanye. And here's reasons why.
This just might be Kanye's most dangerous crash out yet, and that's really, really saying something. When it comes to ranking wild celebrity meltdowns, Kanye West may as well be the undisputed frontrunner. From storming award show stages to going on unhinged rants to running a failed campaign for president of the United States, Ye is absolutely notorious for his out-of-control behavior. But in just the last few weeks, Kanye may have burned more bridges than ever before. Fans and longtime collaborators.
I'm gonna just say it off top, man. Welcome to Rich House Reviews Bars, and I think that a lot of y'all are real judgmental about Kanye because you're just not used to seeing a black billionaire like that. The people that are black billionaires, look at their position. They're not really free on what they can say, and they're really limited to what they can say. And I think Kanye is actually a test of somebody that can actually push to the limit and say what they want to say. So you don't like Kanye, you don't like rebels. You like everybody else, then you like the weirdos.
Collaborators are hugely concerned about Ye's controversial outbursts, and the whole world is wondering, how the hell did this happen? That's why we're doing an emergency rapid-fire breakdown on Ye's most recent antics and the nuclear-level fallouts of his actions. Why did Kanye try and crash the Super Bowl with a full-on Nazi ad campaign? What's the history behind Ye's obsession with attacking Kendrick Lamar? And what about Kanye's shocking confession about his protege's baby mama? With some speculation swirling that Kanye's former allies are lawyering up to go after him, just how much trouble could Ye be in?
You can't lawyer up against a billionaire. It's hard to do. How are you gonna do that?
Finally, we're gonna address the most important question of all. Is anybody capable of stopping Kanye West from destroying his own legacy, or are things only about to get worse?
Cause ain't none of y'all niggas stand up for me. Ain't nobody stop.
Say it.
Shut up. Be quiet before you get exiled.
Ye's meltdown really kicked off during the Grammy nights when he crashed the red carpet uninvited. Despite not scoring an invitation to the telecast, Ye made a surprise appearance with his wife Bianca Sensori, and let's just say her outfit inspired plenty of controversy. While posing for pictures, Ye could be seen talking to Bianca and encouraging her to remove her fur coat. According to lip read experts who were consulted, Ye's exact words seemed to be, quote, "make a scene." And mission accomplished, because as soon as Bianca dropped her coat, everyone saw that she was wearing a full see-through dress with nothing underneath. Basically, Bianca Sensori became the first person to walk the Grammy red carpet practically naked.
Almost butt naked.
Unconfirmed speculation quickly surfaced that Ye and Bianca were forced to leave the Grammys.
They weren't forced to leave.
There were even reports that Ye—
That's cap. He wasn't forced to leave.
Ye's master plan was to confront his longtime enemy Taylor Swift, who was nominated that night. Instead, officials later confirmed that Ye and Bianca left on their own accord shortly after their red carpet photo bomb. Kanye took a victory lap on X directly after by declaring Bianca the most Googled person on the planet called Earth and claiming, quote, "we beat the Grammys." Not sure if that's exactly true, but we could rock with it. A viral video quickly surfaced that seemed to show Bianca being pretty hesitant to drop her coat in front of the paparazzi. A body language expert weighed in, saying that Bianca showed fear on the red carpet, while people speculated that Ye may have forced Bianca to partake in the stunt when she didn't want to. But before anyone could really focus on Kanye and Bianca's red carpet shenanigans, Ye decided to jump out the window and stir up a full-on show. On February 6th, Justin LeBoy released an interview with Ye where Kanye admitted he'd recently been diagnosed with autism. Ye even drew a link between his diagnosis to some of his previous behavior.
Autism takes you to a Rain Man thing where you're like, oh man, I'm gonna wear this Trump hat because I just like Trump in general. And then when people tell you to not do it, you just get on that one point. And that's my problem.
Ye also claimed that he stopped taking his bipolar medication to focus on his creativity instead. And the very next day, February 7th, Ye decided to show the world just how creative he was by posting one of the most batshit insane rants anyone had ever seen. Ye took to X where he declared how much he loves Adolf Hitler while also labeling himself a Nazi. Kanye also called himself a racist, declared that he had complete dominion over—
You know what bothers me? And I'm just gonna call it black people that get mad at that. I think black people have called themselves worse. I think people have called black people worse. I'm not saying that a Nazi is positive or anything, but I'm just saying that if that's what he decided to do for himself, let him do what he wants to do, because other rich people do what they want to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Over his wife Bianca, and publicly supported Diddy by saying, quote, "My support of Puff is completely selfish. I need to find whoever been trying to out black moguls." Kanye seemed to be deliberately testing the limits of ex-owner Elon Musk's so-called free speech policy, because he gave Elon a shout out saying, quote, "I appreciate Elon for allowing me to vent," which is kind of ironic because Elon's been in some hot water for giving an alleged Nazi salute during President Trump's inauguration earlier this year. But Ye clearly wasn't done yet. On February 10th, he popped up in a bizarre Super Bowl ad for his Yeezy fashion brand. With Super Bowl ads costing an average of $8 million for airtime, it's safe to say that Ye shelled out a major bag for his commercial, but he didn't seem that sure what he wanted to do with it.
So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to Yeezy.com.
That's kind of lit.
That was hard.
Anybody going to Yeezy.com saw only one article of clothing up for sale, a literal t-shirt with a swastika on it. And if that wasn't enough, the shirt was labeled HH-01 on the website, which is an unmistakable code for Hail Hitler. The fact the Super Bowl let that slide is crazy. Goddamn. Look, if Kanye was ever your GOAT, it's safe to say that this man is beyond.
I feel like he didn't back down. His whole thing is not to back down. I think that most of the time, most people that get caught being actual racist, what do? I'm so sorry. I was so caught up. I don't know what I was thinking. They want to get back to the money.
Unwashed. The very next day, Yeezy.com was deactivated after Shopify announced that the swastika shirt had violated their terms of service. And on February 13th, the day after that, TMZ reported that Bianca Sensori and Kanye West were headed for divorce, with Bianca seeking a major chunk of Kanye's billion-dollar empire. On February 27th, Kanye posted on X that he was on the lookout for jewelers who could design a swastika chain for him. Ye also claimed that it was always a dream of his to walk around with a swastika tee on. The very next day, Ye supposedly made his lifelong dream come true when TMZ cameras captured him in what else? Walking around with a swastika t-shirt on. Kanye celebrated the moment by declaring it, quote, "another day of high quality anti-Semitism." It's safe to say that for most people, this would absolutely be rock bottom. But Kanye is clearly built a little different.
How is it not rock bottom when you got these artists that are like for instance, if you got a white person walking around with nigga with an attitude on, I feel like that's a problem. A white person walking around with a shirt that say nigga with an attitude, that's a problem. That says niggas with an attitude. It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
Different. Because his next move was to double down and go after rap star's biggest boogeyman, Kendrick Lamar.
One thing is, Drake is a million times better than Kendrick and a million times more important.
On March 14th, Playboi Carti shook up the rap game when he dropped his massive, long-awaited album, Music, with a chart-topping debut and nearly 300,000 copies sold out the gate. Music, by all accounts, was a major success. But the biggest surprise of all may have been the 3 secret Kendrick Lamar features that Carti scored on songs Mojo Jojo, Backdoor, and Good Credit. And while plenty of fans seem to love Carti and Kendrick linking up, Ye wasn't happy about it at all. Just hours after the album dropped, Ye tweeted, quote, "I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Carti album." Kanye's criticism of Kendrick was kind of surprising, honestly. Just weeks earlier, Ye was praising Kendrick's record-shattering Super Bowl halftime set as his favorite since Michael Jackson took the stage in 1993. And just last year, at the height of the Kendrick-Drake beef, Ye tried to jump in by remixing the song Like That and beginning his verse with,
You know we had to get the hooligans up here. We gonna take this nigga out. Yo, Dot, I got you.
Kanye and Kendrick actually have a pretty long history of working together. Ye personally selected Kendrick to open up for him for his Yeezus tour in 2013, and they previously linked up on the 2016 song No More Parties in LA. So what exactly changed? From Ye's tweets, it sounded like he was extra mad about his own verses being taken off Carti's new album. Quote, "Carti made my favorite music until I heard Kendrick on it. What I'm saying is not about Kendrick, he's just a pawn." Ye also claimed that Kendrick sounds like a rapist and that nobody has ever listened to Kendrick or knows any of his songs. Kanye even walked back his praise over Kendrick's Super Bowl performance by claiming that he, Travis Scott, and even his arch enemy Drake deserved to do the Super Bowl first. But he also called—
Let's speak on that. I agree on that. I think that there was artists that did deserve it before, beside this whole Kendrick and Drake beef. I mean, he would have got one, but I think that it would have came next year. Like, he was supposed to get the next Super Bowl that's coming up.
Called Drake an F word in the same post, so who knows exactly what he's trying to say. Ye not only criticized Cardi for allegedly removing him from the album, but he was also pissed when Cardi told Kim Kardashian he wanted to work with North West. Quote, tell my niece North send me a song. Kanye went buck wild again, writing, quote, how it looked for me to get left off the album, and then he asked Kim to have my vocals for my daughter. I held my tongue about being on Cardi album. Him going to my ex to ask my daughter to be on a song 2 days later was too far. Nobody finna play with me. Jeez. He decided to tweet free Diddy. And on March 15th, Ye released a brand new song called Lonely Road Still the Sunshine, featuring 3 very interesting guests: Diddy, Diddy's son Justin Combs, and Northwest. The song opens up with audio of Diddy calling Ye from a jail phone.
I want to thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. Because ain't nobody reach out to them. Ain't nobody call them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me even when I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Since Diddy is literally locked up on sex trafficking charges and facing hundreds of potential lawsuits, Kanye putting him on a song with his 11-year-old daughter inspired instant controversy. According to TMZ, Kim tried extremely hard to keep the song from being released.
Yeah, I thought that was a little
disgusted
grimy,
when she
though.
found out her ex-husband put North on a song with
I mean,
Diddy.
if she don't want him on the song, that's one thing, but like to take away his likeliness from him was kind of foul.
Sent out cease and desist letters to prevent the release of Lonely Roads, only for Ye to completely ignore them. Ye responded by literally posting his text with Kim on Twitter, where he declares that they're going to war and tells Kim, quote, you're gonna have to kill me. On March 17th, Ye announced a casting call at LA, asking for an all-male hooligan choir to assemble at Yeezy's headquarters for a live performance of his 2024 song, Carnival. I don't know what a hooligan choir is, but that does sound kind of lit. The requirements of the casting call were absolutely wild and included must-have skin complexion of Sean Combs or darker, no fat people, and, naturally, must be comfortable wearing swastikas. Never mind, I'll take this back. This not lit. The very next day, Ye self-released his work-in-progress album Bully as a 45-minute video featuring his son, Saint West. Ye claimed that half the vocals in the album were generated using AI technology, but he also said that he actually hates AI now as soon as he dropped the album. While Kanye album drops used to be seen as chart-topping, culture-shifting events, it's safe to say that the general public just kind of shrugged when Kanye dropped Bully, especially since the album wasn't even done. But Ye got the attention he was looking for the very next day when he went after Jay-Z and Beyonce's children.
What happens when a snowman throws a tantrum? He has a meltdown.
On March 19th, Kanye
better
posted
leave
a
him
shocking
alone.
tweet that read, quote, wait, has anyone seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're retarded. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retarded children is a choice. Ye later deleted the tweet, but then tweeted that he regretted taking it down, claiming that he only removed it because he was worried about his account being canceled. Kanye apparently was mad that fans thought Jay had the clout to get him to take down the tweet, so he wrote, quote, now that you think that Jay-Z pussy ass made me take it down, I gotta double down. And for good measure, quote, fuck Jay-Z and his whole family. Fans on social media were outraged by Kanye going after his former collaborators' children, calling it disturbing and disgusting. Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, spoke to TMZ about Ye's attacks on his grandkids, saying, quote, people pay a price for being stupid, especially in the music industry. Jay-Z and Beyonce didn't make any public response to Kanye's outbursts, but insiders say the power couple is considering taking legal action against Ye. And if all that wasn't enough, Kanye also fired shots at pretty much every single artist who he's ever worked with. The most out-of-pocket claim that Kanye made that day was calling his ex-wife Kim Kardashian a full-on sex trafficker for letting Northwest appear in an FKA Twigs music video, writing, quote, I am 100% convinced that my children are in a trafficking ring. On March 20th, the very next day, news broke that Kim had shut down North's visit with Kanye when she found out that the highly controversial Tate brothers were scheduled to arrive and be in her daughter's presence. And for context, Andrew and Tristan Tate just got out of prison in Romania for sex trafficking charges. Kim even had her legal team convene in an emergency hearing with a judge that Kanye reportedly didn't bother showing up to. On March 24th, after wreaking havoc for over a month in America, Kanye finally fled to Tokyo so that he could decompress. Insiders shared to TMZ that Kanye instantly calmed down after arriving to Japan. Sources also claim that LA could be an emotional trigger for Kanye, while Tokyo helps him feel completely disconnected and calm. But while Ye might be cooling off in Asia, he's left a huge trail of destruction in his wake, and experts believe that legal consequences may be coming. Kanye made a series of inflammatory remarks that may as well qualify as defamation, and it's possible that some of his targets could be lawyering up to get their lick back against Ye. Ty Dolla $ign and Playboi Carti, who were both on Kanye's last #1 hit record Carnival, have publicly distanced themselves from Ye and were removed from his new album Bully. One thing's for sure, Kanye's tweet storm has left him more isolated and alone than ever before. Now people are wondering if anyone could put a stop to his self-destructive spiral. Given Ye's massive net worth of over $1 billion, it's unlikely that anyone has the clout to step in and force an intervention over his behavior. And judging from Kanye's own statements, the only person he seems to look up to at this point, unfortunately, is Diddy.
I think, man, we got to stop acting like Kanye don't got common sense, man. Kanye got common sense. I think Kanye know what he doing. Kanye realizes that he's in a position that a lot of artists are not in. Like, you're not a artist that is putting out music right now is not in a position to be a billionaire. There are billionaire artists like Jay-Z, you know, he's a big, but that's putting out music and that's actually speaking up and being an advocate and never backing down. Nah, so I got to give it to him. You know, he's been consistent, and he said he don't mess with these people no more. I don't think he needs. I mean, Kanye, at the end of the day, needs Kanye. And I think as long as the people are paying attention to him, that's all he needs. I'd love to hear y'all views in the comments. You know what I mean? Let me know what y'all feel about it. Make sure y'all subscribe. I also got 3 other channels above my head, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.